Retro inebriation.
Retro inebriation.
You inebriated bastard.
I am. If you watch DuckTales, you know it has happened. As a lot of you know, I did not grow up on an NES.
Before you get into that, your timer did go off, so if you're going to have to take a shot.
Yes, right before we hit record.
You already forgot.
Right.
So, as you were saying, you did not grow up with an NES.
Right. I eventually had one. I played all of the popular games.
Correct.
But I had a Sega Master System. I was the only one of my friends that had one. And this was a game I played a lot. And if you recognize this game as it's playing, as we're talking,
you get a point.
You get 10 points.
They get 10 points? We don't even know what the points are.
It's... right. But you get 10 of them.
Give yourself a pat on the back.
You're right. I don't know if 10 points means you win, you're behind, I don't know. But you get 10 of them.
I never played this game.
Right.
I have no experience with this whatsoever. I've never seen Black Belt.
I love Black Belt.
Walk us through it a little bit. What are you doing here?
Alright, so you got a kick button and you got a punch button.
Okay. So not like Double Dragon 2.
Right. You got a slide kick button and you got a squat punch button. Alright?
So you have 4 buttons?
Right. And then you got those things you want to grab.
The thing that flew overhead?
I would have been doing better by now, by the way, if I hadn't been explaining it.
No. Don't get to use that excuse. You have to talk during these things. I even get to talk and distract you.
Awesome. So anyways, I always imagine these guys, what's the guy's name from Ninja Turtles? He comes in the second one. The 4 turtle shell during the dance scene.
Oh, he's like coming in the second one. He's in the first movie.
Yeah, no, but he's like a big deal in this.
Yes, he's a much bigger character.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his name is. We are talking about the movies, by the way, not the animated or anything like that. I can't remember what the guy's name. Shredder's Second Hand?
I always thought, yes, Shredder's Second Hand. I always thought those were like him, but like multiplied somehow. As a kid, that was the story I told in my head.
Did they put him in a cloning machine?
Runs a drum line. I don't know why.
No, you're right, because of the little stripes on the shirt and everything. He kind of looks like he's from a drum line. I get
that you can jump higher if you squat first.
Really?
Yeah, so if you jump, that's the size you can jump. And you do have control over how high you can jump.
How high?
Yeah, but if you squat first, so you can jump all the way up to the top.
Is there any reason that these guys turn into confetti when you kick them?
It's because of how hard I'm kicking them. Like, they are exploding.
I'm having images of Kung Pao enter the fist.
That movie was so obviously after The Matrix. Like, I don't know if you've watched that movie recently, but it's like...
No, I definitely haven't watched it recently.
I got you right in the head, look. So anyway, I played this game all the time as a kid. I love this game. I think it's better than any Kung Fu game.
Well, speaking of, that was the reference I was going to make. It reminds me of the NES game, Kung Fu.
Oh, it's so much better.
Because
when you decide to do something, you can do it. As opposed to on the NES version, the controls are complete crap.
Why are the controls bad? You can't jump like this, granted, but what makes the controls bad in Kung Fu?
It's all any special attack I was never able to do successfully on the NES.
What special attacks?
Like any of the attacks.
Like the punches and the kicks?
Yeah, like if it wasn't just directly in front of you, if it wasn't just doing this, I couldn't. Oh, I missed. You distract me, you son of a bitch.
It's my job to distract you. Ooh, who's this guy?
Oh, this guy killed me on.
Is this Discount Vega?
He's a mini boss.
Look at him. He's jumping like Vega. He's got the claws.
I've never thought of that about but you're right.
That's all, folks.
But you're but you are right. He does look like Discount Vega. I've never thought of that before, but you are correct.
Well, you've been naming off all the other characters. You got the Ninja Turtle guy. You have the drum major. Just made sense.
Oh!
I what those characters are. The things that are floating overhead.
I don't
Well,
know.
that one wasn't,
Right.
but the one that came before you was an actual character.
I don't know what it means in Japanese. Maybe one of us can do the research.
Well, do we even know if it's a
Somehow?
Japanese character?
Ooh, I don't know.
Racist.
I am. Apparently. I didn't mean to be, but...
Is this guy a mini boss?
Yes, he is. This is the first actual mini-boss. I made a joke about the last guy being a mini-boss, but he's not actually a mini-boss.
Your little slide kick doesn't have a lot of range to it.
No, it doesn't. But it's great if someone is punching at your head. It's good if someone's punching at your head to duck.
I love those little tidbits of information that you give.
So, okay, now here's the boss, and it
The
changes...
sprites changed.
Yeah, it changes to like a tradition. You're gonna quote me on that. You're gonna put the word...
I love, now that we've gotten to the point where our videos are edited and online,
right.
You make reference to how it's going to appear on the screen. Yes, you will be quoted when you stammer over the word traditional.
Right. It changes to a traditional fighting game. So like the bosses, you had to fight completely different than all the characters in the side scrolling part. It's sparked. Yep, you can post that one too, you bastard. But
we've established you're editing this.
Cool, then I can post it, my bastard. But
my bastard?
Yes. Point being, it's better. Ah, dang.
You did. You got beat.
I did.
That's
But
okay.
like, if you compare this to the Karate Kid,
I don't know if I've ever played the Karate Kid on NES.
oh, it's not the good. It is. It is bad. I mean, I played that game as a child. I thought it was fine, but that was as a child, and I was stupid. But
Oh, you were a dumb kid?
I was a dumb kid, as
We were all dumb kids, yeah.
Yes, every kid.
Wait,
was
is your
dumb.
character's name Ricky or Ryu?
Ricky?
Okay, yeah, now, well, you were both getting hit simultaneously, so the bars were going down at the same
okay.
time, so I couldn't tell. So you're fighting the guy from Street Fighter 2. That's two appearances that Street Fighter 2 characters have made in this game.
If you just kick him in the head over and again, this is a pretty good strategy. If you guys,
I see that.
if you guys
So-
are looking for a walkthrough, this is my walkthrough for Black.
I'm sure that people tune into retro inebriation for walkthroughs on video games.
Watch this guy lose and also tell you how to beat him.
At the same time.
If you want to know how to beat him, do exactly what I did, but different.
Mimic these moves as I lose.
Right.
Why is he not taking any damage?
Because I can't get the rhythm, Ryan. I know exactly why I'm losing, because I can't.
You just can't do anything to fix it.
I just can't. Like, I know how to do it, I just can't do it. I'm so frustrated. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Now look, see, this is what you do. Oh, shit. No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Oh! You jump, you kick him, you jump back, you jump, you kick him, you jump back. That's what you do.
Is that the rhythm?
Yes.
Okay, now do that.
I'm gonna try again.
Give it another shot.
I do want you to play this game before we switch.
Do you want me to give it another shot?
No. God. Dang it. I don't know if
That'll
that's
teach me to slap my hand.
I don't know if that's
Not like this.
I don't know if that was
Slap
a
my
high
hand.
five or punishment. I don't know. But the point being, I'm gonna try one more time,
Okay.
at least.
At least.
Oh, I'm so mad, Brian. I'm so mad. God damn it! I missed it.
Yes, you missed the power up.
Yes.
Do the power ups do anything besides replenish health?
They do. They make your kick stronger. You don't realize that when you're fighting people that.
But when you get to the boss, you find out.
Right. When you're fighting the mini bosses and the boss, then it makes a difference.
Now, one thing I will say for this game, at first, I won't go as far as to say I wasn't impressed at all, because it looks like a nice little game. But when you actually got to the boss and the sprites changed and the whole style of everything was different, I thought that was kind of neat. I thought that was a nice approach. You're the boss. This is a moment. Let's go ahead and make the sprites bigger. Let's go ahead and really focus.
Well, and it's cool because the mechanics are the same.
Right, so it's not like you have to relearn the game just to play a boss
game. You don't know that
game.
you play it, but like, you can still jump higher, you can still kick further.
So why are you good at this, but you get your ass kicked by the boss?
Because the boss is harder, and I was talking.
Wait, is this guy on the drill team?
I told you, it's a drum line. It does that more. Oh my!
You missed it again!
Oh no!
Oh, that is definitely a Vader moment right there.
It was. That's gonna be there regardless of who edits.
You're so obsessed over who edits.
Okay, alright. Sorry, I told you I wasn't gonna make that joke
And you're going to.
Yeah. Okay.
I know how this works. But you seem really good at this, even when you're struggling through some of these parts. You make it to the boss with almost all of your health. You do a pretty good job on all these mini bosses here. Discount Vega and everybody.
Right. I will never be able to see him as anything other
than Discount Vega.
That has never crossed my mind, and it's 100% accurate. It's like someone ate chicken their entire life and was like, I'm eating broccoli. And then someone said, no, you're eating chicken. And they were like, oh my god, I am.
I don't think anyone can relate to that story.
No, I don't think they can. I hope not, anyways. I hope there is not a vegetarian.
I hope there is. I hope there's somebody out there. No, not somebody who mistakenly was eating it. That would be horrible. But someone who actually was eating one's food, and then someone said, no, that's not what you're eating. You're really eating this. And they're like, I've been eating this awesome thing the whole time, and I didn't know. That would be really interesting. Probably not. It wasn't as interesting when I said it out loud.
I'm going to meet this guy this time.
Do it. Will it into existence.
All of you know it's going to happen.
Is he playing hopscotch? What the heck is he doing?
He's beating him, son of a bitch.
He looks like a Rockette when he does those kicks.
I'm gonna lose! No!
It's only one time. You still have 3 lives.
So 3 lives.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. The audience wants to see you fight him 3 more times.
Do they?
I didn't take a poll, but I'm assuming not.
I hope so. Because they're probably gonna have to.
That technique seems to be working though. The little kicks.
Yeah.
Is that part of it? Because you said jump in and kick.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I think you just fixed it in my brain. Okay. All right. So guys, I have to jump.
You heard it. I fixed his brain.
I have to jump and kick. No. Okay.
Why don't you stop jumping?
And then I do that. Then I jump and kick. And then jump back. And then jump and kick. No. Oh,
you jump, kick.
And then I kick small. Okay, there we go. And I jump. And then I kick.
Helps if you make contact.
Yep, it does. You know this game so well. Okay, and then I kick.
Now, in most fighting games, it helps when you make contact.
No,
just this one?
Just
not the other ones?
Just not, yeah. I'm almost on track to get back to being close. Alright. No, you son of a...
Okay, you can't get mad before you die.
No, I can and I am, Brian. You don't get to make decisions for me. Okay.
I'm not your boss?
Oh, you're not my boss anymore.
You know what's really sad? Not your playing.
No, this is sad. I had decided in my mind where I needed to get to.
As opposed to deciding in your elbow?
Right. And it was not here. This is bad. Anyway, what were you going to say? What were you going to say that was sad?
It's really sad that because you and I have recently watched, uploaded, edited, however you want to put it, our first week's episodes.
Right.
We're making tons of references to things that we did to the audience 2 weeks ago. because we're 2 weeks behind when it comes to our content.
So many,
Yes.
Do me a favor, don't talk.
No.
Don't.
No. I'm not going to sit here silently while you play the game.
But I'm going to lose.
You're not the boss of me, ever.
That's true. Because we live in America.
Gosh, you were religious in the last episode, now you're being patriotic in this one.
Okay.
What's another hot button topic we can make sure we bring up in the 3rd episode this week?
I will get there before.
Look at you go!
I got it. Freaking mother turtle of a dove. No, it's alright. I got it. No, he's got me! He's got me, Brian!
Well, don't keep jumping into him. Don't give in to him. You tell him what's what. You got him. You got him.
Oh! Yes! Yes!
All right. Freeze frame high five. We don't actually have to freeze. We have the technology to do that for us.
But I beat him!
You did!
I'm shockingly proud and disappointed in myself about the fact that I'm proud at the same time!
As a frame of reference, have you beat this game?
So all of the times, not recently, it's been a long time, but as a child, I don't think I've turned on this game since I was
a kid.
I don't think I've turned on this game since I was 10.
Really?
Right.
This is not one of those games that you visit frequently.
So, like, this is not one that I do a lot, obviously.
No, not obviously.
But as a kid, I could beat it every time I turn it on. So, like, I don't know if any of you have ever been in a situation where, like, you're watching a top 10 hardest games of all time.
This guy's a lion tamer!
Yep, and I'm the lion.
Oh.
Bitch.
Finish the mini boss and then you
I'm
can
trying.
take your next shot.
He's beating the shit out of me, right? I'm not sure if I can finish.
I'm sure you can.
Oh, you believe in me. Now
I do. I saw you beat Ryu.
Now
I know you can beat the lion tamer.
Now I'm gonna win.
Do it.
I am. Oh, I did!
Pause. Can you pause? Does this game pause?
Yes.
Alright. You go ahead and take your next shot. I paused the timer because I didn't know how long that was going to take, so I'm going to start your next one. Salute. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I pour you more drinks.
Are you really?
Yep. Your shot glasses are empty. If we hit the next 17, we need to be prepared.
I think you, Brian.
So, you're saying that you beat this a lot, but you haven't played it since you were a kid.
As a child, this was a game that's not two-player. Therefore, my second controller board couldn't freak out and force me into a position.
For those that don't know, he has a multi-master system.
I did. My uncle, there's a thunder.
No, don't tell the whole story. Go back and watch one of the old episodes.
Yeah, I was not going to tell the whole story.
You lazy bums.
But this was a game that you couldn't play on two-player, which surprisingly, there's a lot of Master System games that you couldn't play on two-player. I just happened to own.
Ooh, someone's throwing knives at you.
Yeah, I died there so many times as a kid.
So this is the circus level, because you had the lion tamer before, now you got the knife thrower.
Right. Oh, damn.
You are dead.
Game over. Do you want me to give it a try before we call it quits for this episode?
I will play it briefly. I'm not going to go ahead and play the whole stage, just because people
Yeah.
have seen that first one 2 times already. Just so I can have the experience.
Yeah, just give yourself one life of black belt.
One life of black belt.
Which is not enough. It was a great game. I had a good time as a child playing this. Maybe that's because it was one of the games that I owned that wasn't completely screwed over by the thunderstorm. But I loved this game. Like,
I bet.
you didn't even go for it. It was right there.
I didn't know how to.
You hit squat and then jump.
What is that up?
You get there. You go.
Awesome.
That was a health.
That was what?
It was health.
Health. I thought you said huff.
Yeah. I did.
Oh, you did say huff? So I heard you right?
No, I said health.
You said health? Now see, I heard huff again.
You tried to get me.
No.
Are you a Hufflepuff?
No, I'm a Ravenclaw.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a Hufflepuff. I hate that. When
But it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's part of what makes me a Hufflepuff. How are you gonna beat the drummer? Good
Oh,
job.
I didn't duck.
I want you to make it to the boss so bad, Brian.
You want me to make it to the boss?
Yes, that is what, because Because my mind was blown. Okay,
When you made it to the boss? You realize I've already seen you make it to the boss twice, so it's not going to have the same impact on me.
But it will. Because as a child, playing this game for the first time, imagine you're playing Super Mario 3. Okay,
I played Super Mario 3.
Which is a better game than this, not making a comparison. But
why are you being accusatory? They don't think you're making a comparison.
they might. So
They might a lot of things.
So you're playing Super Mario Brothers 3, and you're on the ship, and you drop down the tunnel, and everything changes. All of a sudden it's close up, and everything is huge, and this bad guy is huge, and it's so
That would be
much-
really impressive, yeah. I
Yes.
missed so many of these power-ups.
And you have missed so. It's weird being the drunk one and trying not to judge you.
You realize I've never played the game before, right? Pressing down up isn't exactly a natural impulse for jumping. I'm just surprised I haven't died yet.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
After you've been judging me.
Yeah.
I almost wish it had double dragon controls. It would be easier to do this back and forth.
You would be doing better if you had been jumping.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. I can die this guy.
When you want to discount the guy? Oh! I did that joke
You just now got the joke?
from Soul Calibur. Yeah, that's funny. Anyways.
It's from Street Fighter 2.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, you're right. You're right about the reference. You're right about the reference.
The reference that I made? I was accurate with that.
Good job, you. So, anyway, point being, my mind was blown. I traveled through this level.
I completely understand that because it was impressive to see now, just watching you go up to it and seeing it change. It was like, wow, that's actually different.
Right.
I was expecting the same old.
Yeah, and blue. Oh, you got it! Yes, good job.
I love the enthusiasm. You got it.
I'm excited.
I don't have the reach to hit him from there.
Right. It's something that took me a few times to realize as a 9-year-old. You're much smarter than
I'm much smarter than you as a 9-year-old.
All right, let's see how you do against Ryu. And this is the end of the video, regardless of how this ends.
The one fight?
I mean, if you win, you're gonna keep going, right?
No.
You die?
No, I will not if I keep if I.
You're not gonna win though.
Thank you.
He's going to kick your ass. I say that with complete confidence.
Thank you for that. I don't really understand the logistics. He does that little bouncy thing and he's invincible.
You're too close. You're too close.
But why is he invincible when he does the bouncy?
Because he does the bouncy because you attack when you're too close.
Okay, you understand what I'm saying though, is that
I do.
Here's this guy that I'm fighting, and I'm close to him, and he just bounces away, and that means that he's invulnerable to any of my attacks while he's doing that. That's just weird.
There you go. See, when you stand further away, you hit that. If you're too close, he does the bounce, he steps away.
Well, he does the bounce towards me too, so he's not just bouncing to dodge me.
Oh, sometimes he does it to get behind you. It can also be strategic.
And I died.
Oh! You're a loser.
Thank you. You hear the smack that this guy throws? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and call that an episode.
Yes.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Knuckles.
Why Knuckles?
I don't know. That's how we decide things. I don't know.
Okay, it's not, and there's probably not even going to be a visual here on the screen when that happens, so this could be completely bizarre for anybody listening. Please tune in later in the week. We're going to be playing Chip and Dale.